Hey, how's it going? Today is day 97 of my 100-day inspiration challenge. And today I want to talk about healing your pain. So I had a friend reach out to me today and she was going through something hard. And she reached out to me because I am going through the loss and the grieving process with my mom dying this past summer in August. And she reached out to me and she asked for advice through the healing process and how to stay positive through the pain. And so I realized that that is an important element, and I realized that it is something that I have gone through and something that I'm continuing to go through. Every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. And so I wanted to share some of the things that have helped me to heal my pain with this current situation with the loss of my mom, but also these things have helped me in past relationships when my parents got divorced, through any different type of pain. So I've got 6 things that have really helped me to go through the healing process with grace, and also to find positivity and to find light throughout it and come out on the other side a better version of myself. So I've got 6 things. And the first thing, this isn't even one of the 6, but just acknowledging that healing, it is a journey, right? It's not just a one-day thing. It is an ongoing thing. And even when you feel good, something might trigger you or something else might happen, because life is constantly in motion. And so just like everything else in life, your healing is going to be a journey. So understanding that from the beginning is going to be really important. So don't get down on yourself if you're not where you think you should be, because the reality is there is no right place. There is no right amount of time where you should be at a certain place in your healing journey. Wherever you are is justified, and wherever you are is valid. Whatever you are feeling is so important, and it is so important to honor your feelings. So that is the first step, is allowing yourself to feel your feelings, whatever they might be, because you're going to be feeling so many different emotions, and your emotions, you're going to be on an emotional journey. And if we don't pay attention to our feelings, if we try and suppress our feelings, then those things are going to, eventually they're going to bubble up. That's what happened to me last year. I did not deal with a lot of the pain that I had inside of me. I had a lot of unresolved pain, and eventually it rose to the top, and it rose to the top in anger and resentment and depression and sadness and insecurity. And it just came to the top, to the point where I couldn't ignore it any longer. To the point where I had to see a therapist, because I ignored it and I suppressed it for so long. So that's the first step, is feeling your feelings and allowing space for them, whatever they might be. Like I said, there is no right or wrong way to feel your feelings. Whatever you are feeling is justified. And know that, like I said, it's going to be a journey. You might feel sad, and then the next day, the next moment, you might feel happy, and you might feel happy a couple days. I remember for me, I would start feeling happy for a couple days, and then I would be back to sad. It would be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And even now, the first month after I lost my mom was very, very hard. And then it got easier. And now December has been really hard. It was my mom's birthday. It was the holidays. It's been really challenging. And so it is a journey. But regardless of where you are in your journey, it's so important to acknowledge and give yourself the freedom to feel your feelings, whatever they might be. And the second thing is to take one moment at a time. So like I said, every single day is going to be different. Every single moment is going to be different. So giving yourself grace and understanding that it's not just an uphill to feeling happy and to feeling better. It is full of ups and downs, and checking in with yourself at every single moment along the way. What do I need now in this moment? What could help me? What are the things that would serve me or make me feel better in this moment? And again, not getting down on yourself, having grace and checking in moment to moment and taking things one moment at a time. Don't worry about next week. Don't worry about next month. One moment, the moment that is in front of you, is all that you have. So honor it for what you need in that time. The third thing is self-care and small things that make you happy. So this is something that I really dug into. In the beginning, I was just having a challenge of just getting out of bed. And so I would go to the pool. We have a pool at our apartment, and I would just sit in the sun. And that was something that would make me happy. I would take bubble baths. I would go on walks, small things that make me happy. And it's going to be different for you, but making sure to take those actions, being proactive in your healing journey so that you can bring happiness into your life, so that you can get yourself in a better emotional state, and taking care of yourself, loving yourself, and watching comedies. Oh my gosh, like I had to put on The Office. We started watching The Office again because I just needed to laugh. It feels so good to laugh, and sometimes there isn't much to laugh about, and that's the reality. But there's always something on TV to laugh about. The Office is always so fun, and there's lots of different things that you can do to make yourself happy, to take care of yourself in the moment. The fourth thing is to talk with someone. So reach out to friends, reach out to family. Maybe you need to see a therapist. There's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe if you don't feel comfortable, maybe it's just as simple as journaling. But sharing your feelings, getting them out, processing them, and going deeper with how you feel is going to be really helpful and really transformative in your healing journey. The fifth thing is just to aim a little bit higher. I was lucky enough to hear this YouTube video shortly after my mom passed away, and it said, no matter where you are, even if you are at a super low place, even if you are struggling to get out of bed, just try and aim 1% better. Just try and aim 1% higher. And that to me was huge, because it was like, okay, all I need to do is get out of bed. All I need to do is laugh today. So just trying to aim a little bit higher, and it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Just getting out of bed is a success. And also, with this being said, remember what step 2 is: taking one moment at a time. So you also have to give yourself grace. Some days, like I said, some days aiming higher might be, your higher might be less on one day than it was yesterday. But that doesn't mean that you're not still growing. That doesn't mean that you're not still taking actions, taking steps to become better and to heal. So again, aim higher every single day where you are that day, and give yourself grace if where you are today is not as high as where you were yesterday. It's okay. It's a journey. And then the last thing that really helped me was, I believe in God, and really connecting with my faith and understanding that God has a plan that I can't even understand, and it is greater than me. And so I don't know what you believe in, if it's source, universe, God, whatever, but I really believe that there is something bigger than us. I have had too many coincidences happen in my life to not believe in something bigger. And so for me, it brought me a lot of peace that, yes, I miss my mom so much, and I'm devastated that she's gone, but she's out of pain, and there is something that I don't know about. And everything, even though sometimes it's hard to accept, everything happens for a reason. And I don't know the reason why my mom passed away when she was young. I don't know that reason. But I know that God has a purpose in everything that happens, and really believing that and trusting His plan and trusting how He is working in me through the experience that I went through gives me a lot of hope and gives me a lot of peace. So whatever you believe in, I encourage you to lean into believing that things are working out for a greater good that you might just not understand right now because you can't see the whole picture. And the last thing that I want to say about healing is it is hard. It is hard because it hurts, and it's not fun, and it's uncomfortable. But to get to the other side of your healing, you have to go through it. That is one of the biggest things that I did with this healing journey is I leaned in. And like I said, I allowed myself to feel, and I created space for me to feel the feelings, even though it was uncomfortable, even though it was painful, even though it was hard, because on the other side of that hard is where that growth happens. And things might not be exactly how they were before. Things are never going to be the same for me as how they were when my mom was alive. But that doesn't mean that I can't be happy again. That doesn't mean that you can't find joy, that you can't find healing, that you can't find love, and that you can't find positivity and light and give those things to other people. So as hard as it is so important to dig in and lean into your healing journey so that you can get through it, so that you can get to the other side and become a better, happier version of yourself. So I hope that you found some value from these 6 things. I hope that you can find healing in whatever it is that you need. I know that, gosh, this year has been hard. Sending so much light and love to all of you. Thank you so much for showing up with me. Keep showing up for yourself regardless of where you are. Have a great night.